Top 5 Jungkook surprises for his sister that left fans speechless. 5. A scholarship donation in her name. In a move that combined personal values with public good, Jungkook once made a significant scholarship donation to a local education foundation in Busan, specifically under his older brother's name. The donation was structured to benefit students pursuing creative careers in media, design, or the arts, areas that align closely with Jungkook's own profession and possibly reflect his brother's values or interests as well. The donation was kept quiet at the time of transfer. It came to public attention only after documents from the recipient institution were referenced in a local community newsletter. A HYB official later offered a neutral confirmation but provided no additional detail, maintaining Jungkook's preference for privacy in family matters. What makes this gesture notable is its strategic intent. Rather than gifting something temporary or material, Jungkook used his resources to establish a scholarship that could benefit future generations. Naming the fund after his brother gave the contribution an added layer of meaning, transforming it into a lasting tribute. This was not a publicity-driven campaign or part of a charitable challenge. It was a private financial act with a clear social outcome. No photos, announcements, or interviews accompanied the donation. Its discovery came only through careful fan research and secondary sources. Fans were surprised not just by the existence of the gift, but by its structure. The scholarship had built-in longevity and targeted a specific group, female and underserved students with interests in creative industries. This showed that Jungkook approaches generosity with a forward-thinking mindset and that he values long-term impact over instant recognition. By honoring his brother in this way, Jungkook demonstrated a balanced use of his influence, honoring family while improving access to education. The donation showed how a celebrity can quietly amplify someone else's name and legacy through direct, thoughtful action. 4. Exclusive fashion samples delivered privately. As a fashion icon and brand ambassador for Calvin Klein, Jungkook has access to exclusive items that are not made available to the public. According to industry insiders, he once used this access to surprise his older brother with pieces from a limited-run internal capsule collection. These garments were prototypes not intended for sale, designed specifically for high-level brand feedback and internal testing. Jungkook reportedly had the items custom-tailored to match his brother's measurements and even added small personalized modifications, such as discreet initials stitched into the linings. The surprise package was delivered directly, without announcement or promotional use. The intention was not to create buzz, but to offer something truly unique that no one outside the brand's core team could access. What differentiates this gesture from typical celebrity gifting is the use of industry privilege. Rather than simply buying designer goods from a luxury outlet, Jungkook used his position as a collaborator and creative consultant to deliver pieces that exist outside the public market. These items, while not widely known, often represent the most experimental and high-quality work from major brands. The gifting process itself was also handled privately. No social media posts were made, and no promotional credit was given. It became known only through commentary from stylists and designers who mentioned the unusual request and special handling. This kind of gift demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of exclusivity. Jungkook did not rely on conventional measures of value. Instead, he offered something his brother could wear and own that literally no one else had access to, turning his industry advantage into a personal moment. Fans were impressed by how Jungkook could integrate his professional connections into a meaningful family gesture without making it performative. The fashion gift to his brother wasn't about status. It was about individuality, access, and a quiet nod to their relationship through shared taste and private symbolism. 3. Commissioning an artwork based on their shared childhood. Jungkook's interest in art and design has been well documented through his sketches, tattoos, and collaborations. In one of his more private gestures, he reportedly commissioned an original piece of artwork as a surprise for his older brother. The artwork, created by a contemporary Korean visual artist, was said to represent symbolic aspects of their childhood spent in Busan. While the piece has never been shown publicly, the artist later referenced the commission in an anonymous interview, describing it as a project that captured nostalgic family moments in a visual language. It included references to locations, objects, and moments from the brothers' upbringing, such as their elementary school, neighborhood corners, and early shared hobbies like video games or sports. Though names were not mentioned, fans speculated the client was Jungkook based on stylistic descriptions and timeline context. This gesture stood out because it represented a form of storytelling through art. Jungkook could have chosen a commercial gift, but instead, he worked closely with a professional artist to translate personal memory into a long-lasting artifact. The result was something intellectually unique, unavailable in stores and unrelated to mainstream trends. The artwork's value was not in its market worth, but in its emotional and cultural significance. It was designed to be meaningful only to the recipient and the giver. By choosing this route, Jungkook showed that he sees gifts not just as transactions, but as lasting symbols of shared history. Fans who followed the speculation around the story were surprised by the personal nature of the project. There was no promotional angle, no brand tie-in, and no public display. It was an entirely private commission made for a single person, built on shared experience and quiet understanding. For observers, this gesture reinforced the idea that Jungkook values depth and originality in personal relationships. The commissioned art piece served as a subtle, timeless gift that reflected not only his creativity, but also the closeness of his bond with his brother. 2. Personalized luxury travel gift for his birthday. On a milestone birthday, Jungkook reportedly surprised his older brother with a personalized international travel package, arranged entirely through a private concierge service. Rather than gifting typical material items, he created a travel experience tailored to his brother's unique preferences, choosing destinations, accommodations, and activities that aligned with his lifestyle and interests. The location of the trip was never confirmed publicly, but fan speculation pointed to a countryside retreat in either Northern Europe or Japan, based on timing and travel clues. The itinerary was curated to include outdoor activities, food tastings, and wellness-related experiences, such as thermal spas and guided cultural tours. This was not an off-the-shelf travel package. It was built from scratch by a professional agency based on inputs directly from Jungkook. What set this surprise apart was the level of detail involved. Jungkook is known to have a packed and rigid schedule, yet he allocated time and resources to design an extensive multi-day itinerary for someone else. He reportedly also arranged for privacy measures to ensure his brother could enjoy the experience without being recognized or disturbed during the trip. Fans learned about the travel gift through private fan community discussions and references made by travel staff under anonymity. The fact that Jungkook chose not to publicize the gift added to its impact. It was a behind-the-scenes gesture meant for family, not followers. This surprise demonstrated Jungkook's tendency to offer personalized, thoughtful experiences rather than material excess. While he has access to high-end brands and elite products, he often uses his resources to create memories instead. The luxury trip for his brother showed that his form of generosity focuses on time, effort, and experience rather than public recognition. Such planning also reflected Jungkook's ability to combine logistical control with emotional intelligence. Fans were struck by how he managed to organize a complex and private travel arrangement while keeping it discreet and meaningful. It was a clear sign of his intentional approach to family relationships. 1. A private studio tour at HYB. Jungkook is one of the few individuals with unrestricted access to the inner workings of HYB Corporation, the entertainment company behind BTS. On one particular occasion, he reportedly arranged a private and personalized tour for his older brother inside the company's secure headquarters in Seoul. This included exclusive areas such as recording studios, vocal booths, practice rooms, creative briefing spaces, and parts of the production department typically closed off to non-staff. This visit was never publicly shared by Jungkook or the company, but fans pieced together clues through behind-the-scenes remarks and occasional insider statements. The lack of documentation or media promotion suggested that this tour was arranged purely as a personal favor, not as content for fan consumption or brand building. For that reason, it stood out among Jungkook's more discreet actions. Allowing someone into the creative core of HYB is no minor privilege. These facilities represent the heartbeat of BTS's global success and are tightly controlled to ensure operational security. That Jungkook would bring his brother into this space indicated a high level of trust and personal respect. It was a way of including him in the very environment that has shaped Jungkook's life since his teenage years. Unlike celebrities who show family interactions on camera, Jungkook's gesture remained entirely off the record. There were no social media updates or planned fan interactions during the tour. This suggested that the intent was not to entertain or impress, but simply to share part of his world with someone close. Fans were surprised not just by the access granted, but by what it revealed about Jungkook's priorities. It highlighted how he uses his status thoughtfully, offering significant experiences to those closest to him in ways that are meaningful, yet private. The studio tour for his brother became a quiet reflection of how Jungkook navigates fame with discretion and loyalty.